So the Gary Lineker saga continues, and the BBC's made a grovelling apology to Lineker for rebuking him and cancelling him, and that's all well and good. But this is the question now, and this is where those of us who genuinely believe in free speech and genuinely believe that anybody should be able to express their personal opinion without fear of being cancelled. This is where the rubber hits the road. And next time a personality is cancelled for saying something that the wokerati deem to be unfit or unfair, I wonder, will they all storm in and shout, "I am Spartacus"? Will they all stand up and say, "Cancel me too"? I wonder. And that's the test of this. Because the reality is this could actually be a very good thing for free speech, or it could show the absolute vile, disgusting hypocrisy of the left. And my gut feeling is that what it'll do, it'll show the vile, disgusting hypocrisy of the left. Because the very people that were clamouring for Lineker to be reinstated after saying something that was vile and that could be deemed to be anti-Semitic and that was slanderous, after Lineker uttered his comments, they all clamoured to his defence. And if they're going to be consistent and they're going to fight for free speech, then when Katie Hopkins says something they don't like, they're going to have to clamour to her defence. When Tommy Robinson says something they don't like, they're going to have to clamour to his defence. When Angie M. Chowdhury says something they don't like, they're going to have to clamour to his defence. When I say something they don't like, they're going to have to clamour to my defence. But of course they won't. And that's going to be the test. Let's wait and see. I hope they prove me wrong. I hope they've all suddenly had a road to Damascus experience and they all believe in unfettered free speech now. They've all realised that silencing people is dangerous. It's wrong, it's against democracy, it's against freedom, it's against everything that Western democracies fought for and believe in. But let's wait and see. My gut feeling is that Lineker will have Messiah complex, he'll be strutting around like a peacock for the next couple of years. He'll probably launch a political career off the back of this, to be honest with you. Let's see. Anyway, the reality is that he has been uncancelled. What about Jeremy Clarkson? What about Katie Hopkins? What about Ant Middleton? What about Tommy Robinson? Are they going to be uncancelled? Are they going to get the platforms back? I very, very much doubt it. And if that's the case, if the same people that stood up for Lineker don't stand for everybody else that's been cancelled. And remember, many of us were purged from Facebook for nothing, just because of our associations. Literally 40, 50 of us lost our accounts on Facebook in 2018 because of who we were associated with. Let's see if we all get reinstated and get our freedoms back. I very much doubt that is going to happen, because the reality is this really wasn't about freedom of speech with Lineker. This was about power, and this was about him exercising his power. But the good thing, the good news that I think that we can take away from this is that obviously free speech is now an absolute. You can say whatever you want and still keep your job at the BBC. And I think that's a good thing. And I hope people on the right now test this, if there are any people on the right left at the BBC. But it'd be a very interesting test, wouldn't it? If someone who has right-leaning beliefs started saying things that triggered the wokerati and triggered the left in the same way that the disgusting things that Lineker said triggered the right. And like I say, I 1,000,000% believe that Lineker should be allowed to say whatever he wants and shouldn't lose his job over it. I think the BBC was wrong in that. However, the test of all this is, will the same people that stood for Lineker and Lineker himself, will he stand for the free speech of others? Or will he get back on his soapbox and call for people that disagree with his pathetic, ridiculous political opinions? Will he call for them to be cancelled in the same way that people called for him to be cancelled? And the other question that we've got to ask about this is, who runs the BBC? Who is running the BBC? And this is a massive question when it comes to licence payers' money. I think the BBC got it wrong, but at the end of the day, as a company and as a corporation, they have a right to hire and fire people and then go through due process afterwards. I don't think it was right, but they have a right to get rid of people that they believe don't match up to their standards and their mission statement and their contracts. So some very interesting questions. I think the wokerati will now double down and try, and it'll be back to business as usual. People that say something wrong, cancelled. And the amount of people that have been cancelled, you kind of lose track, don't you, of the people that have actually been cancelled by this mob. But the mob all of a sudden got a passion for free speech. Let's wait and see how long the mob's passion for free speech lasts. See you all soon.